Spirit is always talking to you. Spirit is always talking to you. And you know what? I'm beginning to think Spirit has a little bit of a sense of humor. So I want you to be able to receive the message that Spirit, otherwise known as what I call your team, your guardian angels, your spirit guides, higher self, the message that they have for you. They've been waiting around your whole life. They've been talking to you your whole life. Some of us hear it, some of us take some time to figure it out, but it is really to your advantage to stop, be present, and listen. Now, it comes through in many ways. It could be in a book that you read, it could be in a conversation you have with a friend, a bird that shows up on your lawn. But this is what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about, it's so much fun actually, music. How Spirit talks to me with music. And I really do think Spirit's got a hell of a sense of humor. Okay, so I have way too many examples of Spirit coming to me through music and sending me messages. So many that I've actually created a playlist on Spotify for songs that come to me as messages. Highly recommend you do too, because you can forget these things, right? It's important to keep them all in one place and to reflect back on it later. So if you are hearing a song again and again, especially if it's an older song, something that just keeps coming up in different places, maybe on a TV show, and then you hear it when you're out. Don't ignore that. Look into it, because that almost always is a message from your team, from Spirit. I have a lot, as I said. I'll share a couple. One of them is very humbling. I'll start with that one because, I love to kind of laugh at myself. So a year ago, a little less than a year ago, I was about a month out of a relationship, and it was hitting me really hard. It was the beginning of this real spiritual awakening that I am now right in the thick of. And I was starting to hear songs and starting to listen. I was able to open up more. I was starting to love myself a little more. I was putting the ego in the back seat a little bit more so that I could really get in tune with my higher self. And I kept hearing the song, What a Fool Believes, by the Doobie Brothers. We all know that song, right? What a fool believes. Okay, that's terrible. Awful. The wrong key and everything. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. I've heard it my whole life, never really paid attention to the lyrics, but I kept hearing it in different Sirius XM stations, FM. It was showing up on every channel. So I pulled over about the fifth time I heard it in a row. I thought, this has got to be for me. What a fool believes. So I look up the lyrics, and essentially it's about a guy that really hasn't faced up to the fact that his relationship is over. He thinks he's got another shot at it, like she's long gone. I'm like, Spirit, is that me? Are you talking to me? And through muscle testing, which I'll share in another post, I got a yes, a very strong yes. Humbling indeed. But it helped me. It helped me completely shut that door, which was so lovely. So thank you is what I said to my guides. And I highly recommend you do too if you hear these songs. And you want more? You say thank you, more please. That's what you do. Some other examples, like The Return to Innocence by Enigma, this old 90s song that just kept coming up and coming up. And it spoke so beautifully and eloquently of the experience, the human experience, the spiritual human experience that I'd been really focusing on of late. It's beautiful. But Van Halen was one that I thought was really interesting. I'm going to be very controversial here. And I'm going to say that I was a David Lee Roth girl. They were my favorite band forever, and I was DLR all the way. Okay, baby. But now I am a convert because I kept hearing When It's Love, which was not my favorite, definitely in my low five, lower, least five favorite Van Halen songs of all time. And it is a song on its surface about relationships and love. But I heard it one day and I got the full body chills, and I knew that it was for me because I had heard it the day before and the day before that. And, again, on its surface, it seems like a normal kind of love song. But things like, you look at every face in the crowd, some shine and some keep you guessing. It makes me think Sammy was a little more spiritually inclined than we might know. But more to the point, it was the message that I needed to hear in that moment. I've heard Carpenter songs, one song that, in a really poignant point in my life and in my recovery from this relationship, is it's going to take some time this time. It's beautiful. It's like from the mouths of your angels from spirit. That and so many other like Get Together, the Young Bloods. Beautiful song, by the way. Listen to that. Go Google the lyrics on that if you want a song about spiritual awakening. They weren't just hippies, they knew what they were talking about. I could go on. That's why I have a playlist, and I recommend you have one too. So start listening, start being present. Put down this phone if you can, and start observing the world around you. Spirit can come through in many ways, not just music, but when you hear a song that calls to you, answer the call. And then say, thank you, I hear you. More, please.